What up, what up, what up, what up? It's your boy Kim back again at the representing Mr. Wee Wow. Oh, I'm just mistaken. K Money Capital representing. Wow, I just keep going back to Wee Wow. Oh my god. Anywho, my bad. I am officially a Mr. K Money Capital, and I think we will just connect my headphones right here. Nice and easy, quick. Go. So we have a kind of mix and match market. We know that Shiba has been listed on what is it called? Listed on Robinhood, which is why we are seeing it pump this hard. Of course, Bitcoin is still under the hype, where the apes will be used in Hollywood for fame, led by Coinbase, which of course led to this pump, of course, right there. So that's why we are seeing these huge bubbles with Shiba Inu and ApeCoin, driven by on-chain analysis, where it's adoption, not just it's fundamental use. Okay, so here I have something. Wow, every day I draw these charts. I draw these lines, the resistance, support, trend lines, and that whatnot. I just realize how these things are weird or fucked up. Okay, so guys, this is crazy. Guys, this is crazy. There's this guy I'm watching, and he's called Navera. He's an Indian he's an ex-investment banker. Used to trade for the Barclays Bank and consult central banks and prop firms, which basically means he's super experienced in institutional trading. So what I like about it is because when we are looking at the chart right now, like right now, let me just delete this. When I'm looking at this chart like this right now, I'm basically doing my analysis based on the chart, based on these candlesticks. I am not basing my analysis on any real factual data of actual buyers and sellers in the market. So what does that mean? That means that I don't really know how many buyers are buying, how many sellers are selling. I can only tell that information as represented in this graph. Okay, which is pretty much weird because if I'm in any business, I'm supposed to know, I'm supposed to be on the know-how of what exactly, how much demand exactly is there in the market, and how much supply is there in the market. What do I mean? So, for instance, and this is just changing your mindset a little bit because mine is slowly changing, transitioning, and I'm working towards to get this course that this guy is offering instead of continuing losing money in the market. Why not get a structured course where you see valuable information and work towards it? So this guy basically gives a very nice analogy of normal business. So we're in the business of selling this book, okay, The Power of Broke by Damon John. So I need to know how many books are in supply first, right? So let's say there's a million books, a million copies of this book. And then I also need to know how many people are willing to buy this book and the stipulated price. Is it $20, $30, whatever? Okay. So I have a million copies. I know the supply that is there. Okay. How many people have done an online campaign? I know how many people are willing to buy this book. Probably 10,000 people are willing to buy this book. Okay. Having known that 10,000 people are willing to buy this book, okay, that sets the tone at how many copies I'm going to sell, right? So if 10,000 people are willing to buy this book at $50, okay, and I have 500,000 people willing to buy this book at $10. Now I also know how many people are willing to buy at $50. I know how many people are willing to buy at $10, right? So if people are willing, have half a million people are willing to buy at $10, what is the likelihood of the price of this book? Of course, the price of this book will most likely gravitate towards the $10 because that's where we have most buyers. That's where most people are feeling like, yo, this is the right price of this book. I'm willing to buy this price. So what's gonna happen? The price of this book is probably gonna go all the way down to $10, where most people are agreeing to buy. And what's gonna happen? If most people are agreeing to buy at $10, and we know that, that means that also we are going to get even more people willing to buy at that price because that's the price at which most people agree. Correct? So having that analogy in mind, that makes me think now. We are having this chart right here. Okay. And now I don't know at what price most people are willing to buy or sell this Bitcoin, because just by looking at this plain chart, I cannot see that. And the only thing I can do is using now the chart itself, history of the chart, to predict or to determine what exactly is going to happen to the market. And that's why you see a lot of people calling trading gambling, of which makes sense, especially when you're starting out, you're just gambling out. Because what you're trying to do, you're trying now to use the history uh, of the chart to determine the future, which makes sense, all right? Makes sense, okay? It makes sense a lot, because if the history has told you that previously people love selling at this particular zone at this particular price of 44,600, that means that chances are when price comes to this point, people are willing to sell at that point, and when price comes to 34k, people are willing to buy at that. So these are very interesting concepts that institutional traders use, because they actually see exactly when the buyers are coming in the market, when the sellers are coming in the market, and the type of order. So we can be seeing here the market is going up, as you can see here on this daily time frame, but chances are we are more sell orders than buy orders, but it has not yet manifested in the chart yet. How do you get to know all that information? Exactly. So that's what I'm looking at right now. We have a lot of new tools, a whole new other jargons where you need to learn, DOM, depth of market, we have footprint, we have all these new institutional jargons. And you might ask, so how am I get to know that? So there's this guy called, let me just get him, so that you guys can check him out. So there's this guy called
Traders into
Nirav Badera G7FX. Okay, this guy is an institutional trader and is the one who has opened my eyes. So check him out, Nirav Badera. Okay, G7FX. He's basically a forex trader, but same concept will apply, of course, in crypto, in everything, because it's just common sense, guys. It made a whole sense to me, because if I really know, as I said in this book, if I really know that most people are willing to buy at $10 this book, chances are price, even if it's $100 at the moment, even if it's $2, even if it's $20 at that moment, chances are price is definitely gonna gravitate towards where most people are willing to buy, which is $10. So if people are willing to buy at this zone right here, and that's where now retail trading kind of makes sense to and works for people. If people are willing to buy at this price, because that's exactly what we do when we're trying to apply in these zones, the support and resistance, that means people are willing to buy at this support zone right here, which is 34k. So if people are willing to, most people are willing to buy at this zone, that means the price is definitely gonna gravitate towards this zone, which makes a lot of sense, right? same, and the opposite is the same. Okay, if people are willing to sell off their assets or bag some profits, okay, at this zone, that means that chances are when price gets to this zone, it's gonna sell off because we have people are willing to cash out their assets at that particular point. So that is how we do it in retail. But in the institutional trading, they see the actual orders using the depth of market and the footprint. They see the actual orders that are being placed in the market. So right now, instead of just seeing this plain candlestick right here, we will be seeing the amount of orders, okay, that are being placed, either sell orders or buy orders. So that is something new I wanted to explore to you guys, just to bring a different idea on how really the market works, what really influences supply and demand, and to show you that we might be doing well. We might have people who are successful with retail trading, which is very, very minimal percentage, because what happens is, and he says it very clear, not that you're not going to sell. The people who succeed in retail trading have done so because they have very nice risk management, and they also have studied the charts in and out. Like, they have experience with the market structure, being on the charts, spending a lot of time on the charts, which gives them that edge. So, which means for you to get to that point where you are consistently profitable trading the retail way of trading, using trend lines, support and resistance and indicators, that means you have to spend a lot of time in the charts to be able to study and understand the market structure of the exact um, pairs or exact coins you're trading, like now in crypto, right? Or even if it's stocks or anything. But the whole point is that it will take you time, immense time, and this is where now, um, this is where now um, learning comes in. So, and he gives a very nice analogy. Let me just give it. He gives a very nice analogy of why uh, retail traders are doomed to fail in the first few years. Why? Because what happens is, you get to YouTube, you find a free course, someone has like 10 videos, and after these 10 videos, which you can complete basically in one day because they're just 10 minutes video, you feel like you're good to go in the market, and you expect to beat an institutional trader, make money from institutions who have trained their guys for over a year, 6 months, okay, training on how to understand the market and how to make money from the market. Because institutions, let's make it clear, institutions control the market, and they only come in the market to make money. They don't come in the market to make losses. So these guys have to be very, very much skilled to be able to ensure that they have a positive P&L by the end of every month, right? So, guys, remember that as much as we are doing this retail thing, I kind of feel like it's so much overrated. And to be honest, these guys even prove how true it is, and we can do it together instead of just talking. Okay, let's just do it together, guys. Let's go back to the 1 hour. Let me go down to the 1 hour, and then let me remove this so that we can do something here and prove to you. Okay, so I want to draw lines horizontally without any form, or not knowing what I'm drawing, or having any specific point I'm drawing, like, okay, let me say, without having any, okay, let me come here, okay, let me draw these lines without any order, okay. I don't even care where there is a resistance or not, going this in the right direction. Okay, so let's do that. Let me remove this. And what we'll notice is that with these lines that we drew randomly right here, okay, the lines that we have drawn them randomly, at some point they act as support and resistance for that chart. Okay, and this basically proves that these resistance and support lines we have sometimes, or in most cases, technically they don't make sense because anyone can draw any line in the chart and make it feel like a zone. Okay, let's look at this. So here, what do you think? This line is acting as as a resistance. Price is coming, dilly-dallying there, trying to break it, failed, came back again, trying to break it this time, broke, came, retested it, broke, came, retested it. And you can see, guys, remember, this was a random line that we just put in the chart. So it's so easy to come and explain how this line is acting as a very strong area of support and resistance in this case. And you can see price breaks came to rebound, price here break came to retest, price came to retest again, and you can see it over and over. Then come back again, boom! Look at that, acting as support again, broke it, came to retest it, broke it again, came back, retested it, broke it, came, broke it again, and that is it. Look at that. Okay, that is that. We are now acting as support again. So guys, listen, look, look exactly what's happening. Okay, so this is my point here, that anyone can draw any line in the chart and it will make sense. Let's look at this other line now. You see, came, retested it, tried to break it, broke that support, that resistance, which now came to become the support here. And remember, guys, these are lines that we drew randomly. It's not that lines that we knew that were support or resistance. So what does this tell you? This proves to you that you can just draw lines. Anyone can just come and draw lines, and they purport that to be support and resistance. Okay, and the same is true with trend lines. Okay, we draw the trend lines differently. Some draw using wicks. Okay, I can come here, and draw on top of these wicks like that. Someone might decide to draw on the close of the bodies. So it's different for everyone. We have different ways on how we do these things, which now makes it even super difficult to understand what's really going on. Because if we are all little traders and we are drawing lines differently in the market, what does that mean? Who's correct? Who's wrong? And that is technically true because if you see my chart, you see someone else's chart, they might have similarities, but they are not exactly the same. But what happens when you see exactly how many buyers and sellers are in the market? That information cannot be contradicted because that is real-time data that is across the board. Everyone knows, just like how these candlesticks are moving in the trading view, right? Everybody knows that when I come to trading view, the same chart that I'm seeing here is the same chart someone is seeing in UK, someone is seeing in China, someone else is seeing in India, right? The same way with this real data that we're just talking about here. Uh, if we know exactly how many buyers and sellers are in the market, it's so easy to know. It's information that is accessible by everyone, which is universal. But when I draw this support line here, someone else might not see it. Someone else might not see it like I'm seeing it. So right here I can see that this is the double bottom. This is a double bottom. And what does double bottoms do? They push up the price. This is the reversal pattern. Okay. So someone else might not see this in the retail trading. Someone else might see something else. And that's the what I'm trying to say. Like retail is more of people trying to do things that they feel like, or they have learned from someone that they feel like are right to support their thesis. Okay, so you can do anything when it comes to retail, but I feel like we need a more structured way of doing things, and most importantly, having data that really help us to know exactly what we're doing. So in the meantime, I mean, we're still gonna be doing this retail thing until we get hold of that course. It's $1,000 course. $1,000 cost, that's 110 G's Kenya shillings. But to me, I find it worth it because it's a practical course where you get to learn exactly how institutions trade, get exactly the strategy that he uses and he has been using. You can check out his YouTube on how he does his trading. Then, most importantly, he also gives you the tools that he uses as an institutional trader. So there's three important things here. You get a mentor, okay? You get a structured course, which is what most people don't do. And I am a very big victim who is a YouTube graduate, right? So I love getting free things, and we all know that free things are never free, right? And then free things are always never valuable, okay? So you get a mentor, you get a structured course, you also get now the strategies that this guy uses, and most importantly, you get these tools that the institution uses, the depth of market, footprint, order flow, getting to understand all these jargons in the institution sphere, which makes sense onto why exactly the market moves. It's not just having random lines and indicators and zones that everyone does differently. So, guys, that is it for today. I wanted just to give a different perspective on why retail traders fail, and being an example of a person who's been losing a lot of money doing retail trading, I understand. And the money that I've lost in retail trading, if I just had sat down and because I've lost over $2,500, and mean that's double the money that I would have used to just get this course, and you know, yeah. So I'm not advocating for getting the course. I'm just telling you what guys I'm doing, and you guys should understand that I am never gonna tell you things that I'm not doing. I always talk about things that I'm doing, and I felt it's good now that I'm learning this thing that you guys should also think about it, because I will be doing the exact same thing. Okay, if I'll manage to get that course, I'm gonna do it, and I'm gonna be shifting my strategies to the institutional trading, and I hope that it works. And that is exactly what I'm going to be showing you. If that works for me, I'm going to be showing you exactly that, and I'm never gonna be using retail again, because to me, I want to understand what really moves the market, why the market is moving at this particular time, why it's not moving, and what to expect. Okay, and now it's it reduces the probability that you are gambling. What does that mean? If I exactly know that there are a lot of people willing to buy at this price, and I know that for sure from the data that I can see from the tools that I have, right? I know that now price is geared towards coming to this. It might take a whole week, a whole month to come back there, okay? But I know for sure that price will definitely come here. So in this case, what will I be doing? I'll be looking for longs, because I know that price is definitely gonna gravitate towards this side because more people are willing to buy at this point, right? And that's where we have now other tools like volume profile and VWAP. Uh, Exactly. So, guys, that's it for today. Just wanted to have that shift in mindset, right? And of course, do the charts as always. Let's check out Luna right here. So, looking at the look of things, guys. On the look of things, I feel like we have had a very strong downtrend, okay, and we are kind of sort of recovering it, okay, and for Luna, in fact, for Luna, I was looking at it like this. I'm seeing sort of a shoulder here. I was seeing this as the right shoulder, left shoulder, and I thought that we're gonna have like sort of another shoulder right here before we go further down. So that means that price is definitely gonna gravitate towards here before we see us going further down. Okay, but that depends on what Bitcoin does. So I'm on the lookout of this, guys. I already loaded the account, so we are on, we are on, we are on, we are on. Our account is ready, fully super loaded. What's happening here? That was $90. Anywho, yeah, so we are in the market. We have not yet started trading, but I'm looking at trading Luna because I believe it has the most volume. 10x leverage right there, guys. It's a cool 10x leverage Yeah, so that's pretty much it. As I said, and I will always be trading at the same time, which is I'll be trading at night. That's when I feel like the market really move the direction that it's supposed to move. We really get direction in the market when the US market is open. So I'll always be trading at night despite what's happening during the day. So yeah, that's pretty much it. For Solana again, I also felt like it's gonna come to retest this trend line, going down before it's gonna go up. So there's a possibility of having a long here. Okay, there's a possibility of having collecting this long all the way up here, which is a cool 12%. I wouldn't mind having that. So let me wait for the time I trade, and yeah, we'll be here together. So see you guys. See you when you see me. We meet on TikTok live at 10 a.m. and at night when I start trading. So see you guys. See ya when you see me, guys. See you. Make sure you subscribe, hit the notification bell, and yeah, today we've not checked out the news and we have not even collected our diamonds. Let me just collect them before you guys leave. To remind you guys, just to remind you, log in again. Okay, let me see CoinGecko if I have to log in as well. No, collect my candies, done. And let's check the volume again. We might be seeing different volumes. Yeah, so Shiba Inu has five, almost 5 billion in volume. Amazing. XRP, Solana, Luna right there. So as long as they're still here, I'm still super pumped with them. But right now, Shiba Inu has a lot of volume because of being listed in Robinhood, which is a very, very good bullish sign for these guys. So Luna crash. Let's see if we have any news that is intriguing apart from Meta, who are trying to rip off artists by saying that they're getting 47.5% of all uh, sales in their space. Like really? So you get 47% of the sale, and then you get taxed off of that 47%, which means they're making way more money than you. So, what's others with Bitpay to accept Bitcoin payments? Bitcoin magazine, amazing. That's bullish for Bitcoin. Bitcoin 22 loses some evangelical as crypto goes mainstream. Wow. Keeps recaps several days in Miami during Bitcoin conference convergence. We need a summary of that Bitcoin conference, right? Ethereum price bullish triangle puts 4-year highs versus Bitcoin within range. Bullish triangle. Okay, let's wait and see. So Bezinga crypto. The Bitcoin pack aims to vote out anti-crypto politicians. Amazing. US inflation for March spikes to 8.5 with Bitcoin and crypto already priced in. So there's an issue here, very big issue about inflation. So inflation is spiking every single day, and it's expected to even rise even higher because that's the only way that the Fed can be able to control the situation. So the Fed are tapering, and tapering is basically quantitative tightening, which means they're taking money out of the market. And if they take money out of the market, meaning they're not printing any more money, that means even investors get cautious and they have to also hedge their risk. And by hedging their risk, meaning they have to sell off risky assets and remain very small portion of their wealth in risky assets like crypto and stocks, and have their wealth now in strong assets that are stable and feel safe, which are commodities like oil and and real estate, gold. These assets that kind of feel like more secure. So that's exactly what happens. And then you see when the rate of inflation hikes, that means we also see Feds increasing interest rates to be able, which also creates that effect where people can no longer take loans, because if the rate of inflation, if the interest rates it's higher than the rate of inflation, okay, and the interest rates are high, the rate of inflation is high, that means that the cost of borrowing is so high, which means investors are not gonna borrow money to invest, because now they puts them under pressure to look for investments that are going to make way more money than the inflation rate and also the interest rate. So right now there's a lot of sell off in assets. That's why we're seeing the Nasdaq, we're seeing US 30 and Bitcoin crashing, right? So that's a possibility right there. BlackRock, Fidelity to Invest crypto firm circles 400 million funding rounds. Amazing. BlackRock and Fidelity. BlackRock is the biggest fund manager in the world, holding over assets over 26 trillion dollars in assets. Guys, amazing. No Bitcoin, Mozilla will accept proof of stake crypto donation by Telegraph. Amazing, amazing. New Zealand dollar boosted by Uh, Stellar users can now earn NFTs by solving difficult quests on network. Wow. Okay. Amazing. Long crypto traders feel pain as Bitcoin plunged to 43 for 30 million in liquidations. Wow. That for 30 million has been liquidated by those who are having long positions. So sad. Ethereum does merge test behind. Does merge test behind it mean more upside for Ethereum ahead? I don't know. We are waiting for it 2.0 in June, so let's be patient. Mhm. SkyMap is launches 1 million bug bounty program of the crypto heist. Wow, a lot of crypto is going on right now. 500 billion in crypto managed by Coinstance as it raised 3.2 million in 2025. Okay, crypto investment says 5 years for North Korea trip. Wow. Oil site explodes with Bitcoin miner on site. Fuck, that's a huge loss. What is Charles Hassins saying? Dex Wing Riders launches bring its decision resistable in the Cardano index. Okay, Cardano is still pushing. Because I love Cardano. Very strong project. How Shiba Inu saw a 10% Robinhood listing. Watch out volatility. Thanks with Monpay rise celebrity interest to 3.4 billion. Monpay. Wow. Okay. El Salvador Bitcoin bonds are going as planned for crypto mad billionaire president. I love this guy, man. Reputation Dow capital raising lures prominent backers. This is a prominent backer. Okay. Top 5 cryptos to invest on other will make you a millionaire, including Shiba Inu. That's bullshit. Okay, so that's pretty much it for today, guys. Nothing much. Let's see what Misari has. There's nothing really going on here. I've really talked a lot. This video is long, but it's really pretty much necessary. So, yo, make sure you do whatever, okay? Make sure you do whatever you can, guys, to get whatever you want. See you when you see me, guys. See you tomorrow.